Hey there guys, it's Sam from Bottom Fanatis, and in this video I'll be showing you what I have found to be the best deals for CSGO Trade Ups for the months of March 2016. So I've found a list of, I believe it's 14 different guns you can trade up, and obviously you can do a combination of these, but this is the cheapest I found for that package, or for that, not package, case, and then what you're hoping to get, what's the average, as long as what the average trade up would get you, and if it's more than what you have to buy for it. So the first one we have is the Mag, oh well, I already misspelled it, but the Mag 7 Praetorian. So from the Operation Wildfire case. So if we just open up Wildfire, so it is the cheapest purple to get factory new at 146, and yeah, compared to these 155, 350, 149, 556, and then the guns you would trade up to would be Hyper Beast, Elite Build, and Kumichu Dragon. So I found the average, so to get 10 of the Mag 7 Praetorian, that would be $14.60, actually $3 cheaper than it was when I checked, when I made my list about 3 or 4 days ago. So really just, you want to find, it may take you a couple of days, but find the cheapest price for any factory new purples from this, and you can get, yeah, all 3 of these, and the average price across these 3 is higher than that, so you'd be hopefully making some money. Then the next one is the CZ75 pole position. Let's see. Where? I guess I've. No, there we go. Pole position. From Chroma 2. We don't need to keep this many tabs open. Here we go. So, scroll down. So CZ 53 cents. So it's the cheapest, except for the Grand Prix, but because you can see it's best conditions field tested, what you want to be going for in this is, actually, no, never mind, sorry, not factory new, what you want is minimal wear, stat tracked. So if we go back here, you can see minimal wear stat tracked, you can get for $1.22 from Steam, or $1.57, so yeah, Steam's the best place to get it. And with that, because the Galil and the 5.7 are already the best condition is minimal wear, it's better to buy the minimal wear for the CZs a lot cheaper. So yes, you're not going to get the best FAMAS Jin, but that's also not really the best. In fact, yeah, it's the worst of the 3. Oh no, I guess but it's not the best of the 3 pinks anyway. So that's the only one that you wouldn't be getting the cheapest, or the most expensive one. So yeah, you could buy, if you already have factory news, then you could combine them, but then just get minimal wears, because you don't really need to worry about getting better conditions. Then up next we have the P250 Splash. I'm trying to look at another screen and type at the same time, so typing's a little slow. So this one is a very expensive trade up. It's from the Esports 2013, so somewhat old, an older case. So it's using the factory new stat tracked, which is actually, it's down now. Beforehand, the cheapest one I had found was 50, and now it's down to 43. So it's somewhere from 400.
There's a lot to stop and see.
Oh,
It's President's Day.
Ads here. All right, there we go. So it's somewhere from $400 to $500 to get it, but then to get stat tracked factory new. But then what you can get from it is the Op Boom and the AK-47 red laminate. So the Op Boom, if you did that, you would lose money. So maybe $100 to only $20, which isn't that bad. But then the red laminate, if you can get a factory new for that, obviously you'd be making a lot of money. So this requires a lot more money as initial investment, but a lot more can be made. I believe the red laminate, you need it to be very good condition factory new. So I'm not going to go into the whole what type of factory news you need for trade ups. I'm sure other people have that, and if you guys want, I can make a separate video on that whole formula and that. But pretty much, if you can find a good P250 factory new, then it's definitely worth the trade up. Then up next we have the Mag 7 Memento, also from esports 2013. So I didn't check which case this whole list. I've long since forgotten which case everything came from, so I'm just checking as I go. But anyway, so yeah, this you would want in either factory new or factory new stat tracked. So it'd either be, oh, it's gone up in price somewhat since I last checked, but obviously these prices fluctuate day by day, so really you should just set up a buy on Steam for a low price and wait to get it. But yeah, so factory new or stat track factory new, either way it's not that bad. It's either about $15 to $50 depending on which one you do, and you can trade it up to try and get the Galil, P250 or sawed off, all of them as orangish skins, which I think are pretty cool. And so what you mostly just don't want the splash, which is the cheap one, though if you get it you could then use it for the trade up towards the pinks, which I talked about earlier. But yeah, so this is cheapest of these two, and you can't use the FAMAS Doom Kitty because once again its best condition is minimal wear, and what you want for these is factory new, so that you can get a factory new of the purples. So up next we have the P250 Steel Disruption. Let's see, there we go. So esports 2013 winter case. This is the blue, so you want either the factory new stat tracked version at $1. I found it earlier at a little bit cheaper. I think was it like a little below $1 each. So if we scroll down, oh sorry, once again this website keeps playing ads, which actually, you know what, maybe no, whatever. But yeah, I'll just keep muting them as we go. So the cheapest factory new Steel Disruption 107, though it's going back and forth between really Galil, Blue, Titanium, and Steel Disruption, so you could get either of those. They're both factory new. A couple of these are all about the same as G3, SG1. I don't use this gun, so I don't know how to pronounce it good enough. So yeah, you can trade these up to get Blue Laminite and Blind Spot, which you don't want the Blind Spot, but if you get the Blue Laminite you can make about $5, and if you get the Blind Spot you lose about $5. So it's somewhat close to an equal trade, but I was finding prices for the Steel Disruption at cheaper earlier. So really you just have to wait to get, if you can get cheaper prices, it's worth to trade up. Alright, up next, what is it? The Glock 18 Steel Disruption. So once again, oh, I misspelled it. So yeah, once again, we have the Steel Disruption just now on the Glock 18. I believe this is from, no, I don't know what case it's from. Yeah, esports 2014. Just couldn't remember which year it was. Is the blue again? I think I didn't check. Oh no, purple. Okay, so, alright, this is one of the ones I have marked as being slightly better of a trade. At the end, I'm going to show you the chart that I have off to the side, but for now, we'll just continue with this. So, the cheapest, obviously, at which condition? Okay, factory new or factory new stat tracked. It's both of the cheapest, and for both of them, it is a good trade up. So, you'd be getting the Corticera, either for AUG or P2000, Nova Boomstick, AUG Bengal Tiger. I'm probably talking too fast, but this is going to be a long video, so no point duplicate. So I do not want this. I'm trying to keep it as short as possible, because you guys are probably here for the prices, not for me talking. So yeah, so at $4, so $40 for a trade up, or with stat tracked, or $10 for non-stat track. So then you'd be making money off the Bengal, off the Boomstick, and you'd be about even with the Corticera. So really you just don't want the P2000. but all of the other ones you'd make money off of. So I would consider this to be one of the best trade ups. I'd say it's the second best. The one we have next, which is also from this case, is for doing the trade up for the USP-S Blood Tiger. There it is. Okay. So this one is a very hard one to do because you have to get nice, very factory new skins. But pretty much it is the oh, I can't talk. It's to try and get the Crimson Web Deagle stat track. So you can do this trade either factory new or factory new stat track, but the stat track is the one where you really can make a lot of money if you can get the Deagle Crimson Web stat track. $300, a lot more than, whereas the rest of these, not that much. Though if you can do this trade up at 57 cents, so it's really cheap to do the non-stat track version, and if you do that at $5, you'd make money off of pretty much the virus. You'll break even. Blue streak, you'll make a little bit of money, and Crimson Web, you'll make a lot of money. And then the Steel Disruption and Ocean Foam, you'll lose money. So it's not like if you, oh yeah, it is a good amount of money. So yeah, it's these three that you want. But this is one where if you can get enough of these skins, because this is one I looked into doing, just I could not find enough skins. So at some point I'll probably try doing it, because why not? It'd be awesome to get a Crimson Web, but you have to, it's hard to find good skins for it. So up next we have the MP9 Ruby Poison Diet. Where's Ruby Poison Diet? And my internet's slow, but here we go. So falchion case, and for this you would want to do the factory new, at 53 cents. So that's the same price as it was when I last looked. And for this you're trading up to, you're going to get Cyrex, two others I think, Yellow Jacket and Nemesis. So as you can see, it is the cheapest of the purples, though you could also get neural nets maybe if you can find them cheaper. So either of these, you can see they're the two cheap ones, so you'd use those, and you could get any of these. So for all three of them, for the factory, oh, not all three of them, but for the Yellow Jacket and the Cyrex, you'd make money, and for the Nemesis, you'd only be losing like 50 cents if you get it. So I'd consider this. Oh, I forgot to mark it, so I'm just going to add it to my chart right now as I'm looking over it. But this is another one of those trade ups where you almost are guaranteed to make money. You make like 50 cents off this one, lose 50 cents off this one. So these two, they cancel each other out, where this one you'd make a little over $1 on each time. So I'd say this is a trade up that would just always benefit you until the prices change. But for now, that's a trade up I definitely recommend. So up next we have AUG Torque. If we can, there we go. And for this, we're doing the factory new trade up. So yeah, 110. Earlier I found it a little bit cheaper. But yeah, so it's about a $10 trade up. And this is to get, Cayman and two others. Yeah, Cyrex again and Atomic Alloy, just different guns. My internet's still being slow. Oh, and the Lion, okay. Yeah, I don't know very well what's in each case, but I'll change this time. So with this trade up, you'd be wanting to get the Orion, or mostly the Orion. You'll break even with the Atomic Alloy, so the Atomic Alloy you won't lose any money, and the Orion you'll make like $18. But then, so what you don't want is the Cyrex and the Cayman. For both of them, you'll lose about $5, which still isn't that bad of a trade up. If you spend $10, you lose 50%. But then for this, if you get it, you'd be up 150%. So another trade up that's not that bad. So up next we have two XM101 for probably an easier way to say that. But yeah, so there's two XM trade ups. So the first one we have the Tranquility. If I can find it, there we go. So for this you can do factory new or factory new stat tracked. There we go. So factory new 22. So it's the factory new stat tracked is a $200 trade up, so it's obviously one that you'd have to have a lot of money to do. But then the factory new one's only a $50 trade up. Still a lot more than most of them, but comparatively it's a lot lower. So for this, you're going for Fire Elemental and Wasteland Rebel. Mostly you're going for the Wasteland Rebel. If you get the Fire Elemental for the factory new, you lose like $30, $35. And if you get the Wasteland Rebel, you make about 40. So as you can see, it's more of a overall you'd make money. And then what mostly that track is the one you'd make a lot of money, $200. So you'd only lose $80, which percentage-wise isn't that bad if you get this. But then you could make 4 times your money. So obviously, over time would be worth the risk. And I haven't looked deep into it like I have the Deagle one earlier, but most likely, yeah, it's kind of a hard trade up to get. So like I said earlier, you have to make sure you learn the formula for trade ups and make sure you get good quality skins, or else you're gonna get a minimal wear and then you're not gonna be happy. So yeah, up next we got XM Teclu banner, or yeah, Teclu, I think that's what it is. It's not good enough. So the revolver case are one of the newer cases, and for this one, it is this is a minimal wear stat check. So again, not factory new, but minimal wear. So it's $4 each-ish. So actually, so once again, I found this cheaper earlier, so just wait over time. But the reason this is minimal wear is because the Executioner is at max minimal wear, so you don't need to spend extra money for it. So it's $4-ish, and you'll be going. Alright, sorry, why is just gonna mute that again? So the Executioner, its max is minimal wear, as you can see. This is getting really laggy, so I'm gonna just close some tabs. Hopefully this will help, sorry. So yeah, you're going for this minimal wear stat track, which is $215. So a lot. It's really hard to get minimal wear, but that's how you. But this is what you're going for, and then the minimal wear for the Shapewood, I think it's about 10, 11, and the minimal wear for the AK is I think like 80. So I think you still make money off of if you do 50. So yeah, you'd still be making money off of doing the point disarray. So really, no matter what, you're gonna make money unless you get the Shapewood. So another one of those trades where it costs a little more than some of them, but you're almost guaranteed 2 out of 3 times you'll make money, which I'd say is worth it. So now we have 3 left. So the last one, we have the Scar 20 Outbreak. I think this is one I actually saw in someone else's video. I can't remember who, and it's once again the revolver case, my bad. But yeah, so this one, it's definitely gone down in price that you can make off of it, but I still think it's worth doing with the factory new stat track. So that's $150 each, or $15 total. Once again, I also found this a little bit cheaper earlier. It may have just changed with more people wanting to do trade ups, I don't know. But yeah, so it's $15. But then what you're going for is either the Avalanche or the Retribution. So the Avalanche you'd make, or the Tiger Moss, my bad. So at Tiger Moss, you'd make a little bit of money, pretty much even. The Avalanche, you'd double your money. And Retribution, you'd make about $6. And then none of these, except the Teclu banner, none of these you really lose that much money. Like Teclu banner, you'd lose about 50%, about 66%, and then you'd lose about you'd lose about 33%, or 1/3 for fuel rod and power loader. So yeah, this isn't that bad of a deal. It's lost value over time because more people have been taking advantage of it. I think though mostly more people have been doing the non-stat track version, which is why you can't really make money off of that version anymore. So now we have MP7 Special Delivery. If I can find, there we go. If I clicked it. This is from, which case is this? That's not, there we go. Shadow case, so no, it's not the newest case. It's second newest case. But This is using the factory new or the factory new stat track. So either a $10 trade up or a $40 trade up. And this is to get any of these three. So the SSG, G3, or AK. So we'll start with factory new.
There's a lot to stop and see. This President's Day.
Sound mute. So what you don't want is the flex of the big iron. You're going for the AK. So at a $10 trade up, you'd be making almost triple what you paid for the front side, but then you're losing about half for the flex and the big iron. So really, you have a 1 in 3 chance of making money, but then you're making triple your money. And then for the stat track version at a $40 trade up, you'd be making more than double your money off of the AK if you get, because that's 90-ish. And then you're not losing the big iron. Surprisingly, you're not, or both of them, you're not losing that much money. It's a $40 trade up, and you'd get about 30 back, so you'd only be losing 25%. So I would recommend the stat track version more, but really it's how much money you have, because if it's probably better in the long run to do multiple factory new instead of just one factory new stat track, and then you just lose money. So for a final trade up, we have the M249 Magma, my voice, Magma factory new stat track. So for this, it's 84 cents. Alright, this is cheaper than it was before for me, so it's even better of a deal now. So 840 trade up. Yeah, this is from the newest case. It's a blue, I believe. We're just gonna, yep, blue. My internet's being, there we go, it's all good. So, as you can see, it's the cheapest. Wait, did I get this wrong? I could have, no, never mind. I was looking, yeah. Oh, and this is why. So yeah, you don't want the Galil, because that's minimal wear. And we're going for factory new. So 84 cents. As you can see, it's pretty much equal for the fact it's minimal wear. Oh, that's minimal wear, and this is factory new. So yeah, you have 84 cents. And for this, you're going for mostly going for the Rising Skull. I'm not, my bad. So mostly you're going for the Dual Brothers Marina. So for that, you'd make more than double your money. And then the Rising Skull, you'd make $1 or $2. And then the Pulse and the Rose Iron, you'd lose a bit. So I'd once again say this is a pretty good deal, because so 2 you lose $1 or $2, one of them you make $1 or $2, and then this one you double your money. So if you think about the average of that, overall you're gonna make money. So yeah, so that is all of the ones that I quickly looked through. I only looked through cases. I just used CSGO Stash, went through their prices on cases. There's also collections. So if you guys want, I can go through some collections and see what looks like a good deal for the time. But I'm just gonna pull over, got my old Word 2007, I think, I can't even tell. But here's the list of all these things. Can I zoom in? There we go. So the stars I put next to the ones that were better than others. This one, obviously, I put 2 because I was thinking it was even better. I couldn't find anything that was good enough condition at the time. So yeah, this is what I feel like is the best CSGO trade ups for March 2016. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to see more in the future, if you want me to look at it in a couple months and see what I think's better, what's changed, maybe with new cases, or if looking at collections. But until then, peace.